Yo, so check it out real quick. I want to share this with you. So, I'm getting ready for my run, right? Basically, my shoes on, I need some music, be going, right? So I reach over, boom, hit my playlist, and the song comes on by Jonathan McReynolds, and I think Mali Music, right? And it's called Adultery. Check it out. The song starts like this. I realized something when I woke up this morning, that the things I'm overwhelmed by are exactly what I said I wanted. Crazy, right? Boom, kicked me in the face. I reached over, hit pause, bam, right? I'm like, oof, man, why'd that hit me so hard, right? So anyway, keep that in mind, right? Anyway, press play, keep listening to the song, right? But something's brewing, right? So I start to think about, recently I just watched the series The Chosen, right? The series about Jesus, walk with his disciples and stuff like that. But it's right, Jesus' life through the eyes of his disciples. So it focuses a lot on them, right? Which is really cool. Anyway, got a lot from the whole series. But, at the end, close to the end, Jesus was in the garden of Gethsemane, the garden, right? Jesus was in the garden, and he was praying. He knew it was about to go down. It was about time he was about to get, betrayed or whatever. It was close. So he's praying, and he's praying hard, and he's crying, and his blood, and he's just so into this, and he's asking God, like, move this cup from me if you can, blah blah blah. He's just going through it, and I'm like, man, I just imagine and wonder what's all on his mind, like what all he could be going through. I understand the weight and the gravity of the situation, but I also still wonder, like, what else is he thinking about? At the end of the day, he is Lord, right? Like he knows. So I always wonder, like, what was going through his mind when he was praying, or what was the things that he was going through, right? So anyway, put a pause on that. So recently, I gave up. What does that mean? Is that I gave up trying to wait for the perfect time, the perfect place, the perfect opportunity. I spent a lot of decades looking for or waiting for that perfect time. There is no perfect time. If you got a calling on your life, if God telling you to do something, you just got to do it. The perfect time is when you realize or you listen to God and you say yes. Pull the trigger at that time. So I did it. I said yes, and I'm just going to do it. So whatever he says, do with it. Preach a word, do a video, motivation, inspiration, that's my thing, whatever. I'm going to do it. And then also on top of that, I've added more praying, right? Dedicated praying and studying, right? To show myself approved. And on top of that, I've injected something even crazier. I started fasting, which is wild. I'll tell you about fasting later, right? But anyway, so I added fasting into this. So as I'm fasting and I'm praying and I'm meditating and I'm studying, I'm telling you, my life, the stuff in my life is shifting, it's moving, and it's changing, and I'm growing, and he's stretching me. You know what I'm saying? And he's, man, I feel it, right? And not all of it is pleasant, right? It's the unknown, and when things start to shift and you enter that unknown, right? You don't know, so you start to worry about everything, stress about everything. What's going on over here? Should I do this? Should I fix that? This breaking, something over here happened. I gotta worry about this. All kind of stuff comes out of the woodwork when you're trying to draw closer to God, when you're doing these things fervently, man. I'm gonna tell you, the other day, my light shut off. When I was going to do the second half of my sermon, right? I was going to record it. Boom, my lights cut off. Check my app, no outage in the area. I called my company, and they're like, I ain't no outage. So I'm like, what's going on? It's like, oh, you ain't pay your. I was like, nah, I'm looking at it right here in the app. I paid it on this day. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, long story short, it was some kind of mix up with my payment, right? So they shut my lights off or whatever. And they was like, oh, you got to pay this amount to get it cut back. I'm like, yo, anyway, whole ordeal. Got it resolved. They cut my lights back on. It's like, okay, well, it's straight. Give us about 2 to 3 hours, but my lights is back on in like 40 minutes or something like that. But what I'm saying to you is just an example of a small piece of testimony. It's like when you start to do this, stuff will happen. And it will make you worry. It'll make you stress. It'll make you question. You know what I'm saying? But you can't let it shake your faith. So in the midst of all of that, whether it's, I had a moment. And God gave me a revelation, an epiphany of what to think about when I think about what Jesus was going through in that garden. If in me drawing closer to him, and my tiny, small little, bubble, I'm worrying about all these things that circle me, and it's got me praying and calling out and fasting. And Jesus was responsible for so much more. So it was an incredible insight into that one question that I just had in my heart and in my soul. What was he thinking? Looking at what I go through in my small bubble, trying to draw closer to him, how much more so was he thinking and worrying about? Even as I know God is going to deliver me from this, he for sure knew, and he still went through this. Man, that was powerful for me to understand how you get up, man, and to give me insight into Jesus. And back to the song, I realized something just morning, that everything I was overwhelmed by is everything I was asking for. The things that we ask for, the things that we pray for, the things that we so want and desire. When God starts to move and he starts to shift and he starts to do those things, we stress, we complain about it, we get overwhelmed. Step back, be still, let God do his work, man. That's what it's about. Right? So I wanted to share that to you. I hope you got it. I hope I gave it to you in a way that you can get it like I got it. The chorus of that song goes something like, I learned to stop stressing about those things and stop trying to do too much, basically, and trust God. Trust God. Understand that the things that you're probably stressing about, overthinking about, are the very things that you ask for or pray for. Let God do his thing. He gave it to me. I'm giving it to you. It's the messenger. Peace.